Welcome back to another episode of the Selmonds, and today we are here at the Malibu Car Meet again, where you can see all of these nice cars and people are just now pulling up. I am able to park right there, and I have two cars to show you guys today. One is a car that I really love, but it's the newer version, and the other one is a really nice car, and we get to meet some new people today, so stay tuned. So we do have this beautiful Ford GT here and the owner, so he's gonna let us know a few things about it. What's your name again?
Camilo.
Camilo. Reggie.
Reggie, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So look behind the wheel.
Tell us about this beautiful thing.
Amazing, huh?
This is a 2018 Ford GT, which is what we call is the new design, the recent design. There was 3 series, obviously the one from the 60s, which went through several marks, the 2005 and 6, and then the new version that was designed for 2016 to win Le Mans, and it did 50 years after. So it's fantastic. This is a 2018, and maybe you've heard you had to apply and do this complicated form and send in photos and video and all that just to get an allocation. And because of my history with the Ford GTs, that helped a lot. I'm the chief designer of the 05 and 6 and the concept car team did that when I was at Ford Design Center in Dearborn.
So what got you into that?
I was interested in automotive design. Like when I was little, cars like this came out. See that? Mid-60s Corvette. And when vehicles like that were hitting the road, I was about 8 years old, and there was, the fastbacks, the Mustangs, the Cobras, and all the Ferraris, and I was very aware with Ferraris and Indy racing and all that stuff, Andretti was a regular name around the house. So I was building a really intense passion for cars, and I was an artist. So I did a lot of painting because my family is artists. So I just put the two together, and you put art and passion for cars, and you become an automotive designer. It just comes out like that on the machine. So I went to school at CCS. There's 2 schools in the country that are the best for this kind of business, and that's Art Center in Pasadena and CCS in Detroit. I lived in Detroit, so I went to CCS. I went there right after college, or right after high school, graduated 4 years, and hired into Ford, was there 24 years. This was probably, or definitely the coolest project that my studio had. I was also a designer on the Ford, on the Thunderbird, and I was chief designer of SVT. That makes it your dream studio because SVT is a special vehicle team, so basically we were in charge of all performance cars as far as aesthetics and design, and I was fortunate to be running that studio. This car here, this 2018, has a livery, and livery is like the paint and the colors. It was not available in production. This kind of takes things outside of the parameters of production because there's too much detail. This is really complicated door sections. It's a very dynamic shape, and it's hard to commit yourself to have all this detailing that has to be masked off. The only way to achieve something like this is to do it personally for a client. And I've been doing these signature cars for several years. This is probably number 12. We've done 3 of the 2020s, 2 2020s and this 2018. And it looks like we're lining up to do another 06. It's a lot of fun. It's like your own personal piece of art. You do it for the client, and you promise not to do it again. So they have a one-of-one signed, race livery.
And this car is beautiful. My favorite car by far. One of my dream cars. If I'm able to ever get one, I would definitely get an 05. Would be my opinion. The best car.
Well, the 05s are affordable compared to this. You can actually find one for the low 200s, 210, 220. I wouldn't be afraid to buy one with miles on it because when we worked on that car, the durability tests on that car was so heavy that I compare it to an F-150. That thing is tough. I've driven those cars across the country several times, from Detroit to California, and from Detroit all the way to the Keys or Texas, wherever a track event would be. And those cars hold up well, and I mean, they're consistent, and as long as you have a good oil change and good tires, you can get in it and go. And this car has also been very reliable. I jumped in this car from Detroit, went to Road Atlanta to see one of the GT races. It had 100 miles on it, and we put the clear bra on it, and I was off. Came back, we took everything off and took it apart. Did this race livery, and I jumped in the car and drove to California to the Shelby Bash, and it behaved great. It's comfortable. You just can't bring very much luggage.
Yeah.
It's super minimal as far as luggage, but I travel light, and if I bring a nice guest, you make her travel light too. Just get your priorities or ship the luggage ahead. If you have a race helmet, try not to keep it on her lap across country, so you better ship that too.
All right, man. Well, thanks for letting us know about this, Camilo.
Sure, of course.
Beautiful.
You guys have a good day. I'm glad I came out here. I've never been out here before for this Cars and Coffee. I've been to the one that was in Irvine.
Okay.
That at the Ford Design Center. Got a lot of friends that work there.
Thanks. Nice to meet you.
All right. Good to meet you guys.
Good to meet you.
Take care.
Okay, so tell us a little about Sally.
Sally. Sally is a 64 and a half Mustang. The differences between a 64 and a 65 are the lip right here is it's a little something. In front here, you'll see that there's fins on one side and not on the other side. It was somewhat of a design flaw. So the 64s and a half were all kind of prototypes. So it has a generator over there instead of an alternator. This is the original factory, air conditioning, things like that. So the dash, also it has a generator light instead of an alternator. The turn signals are on the right-hand side is both left and right, and the left side is the brights when you push the button on the floor.
Really?
So those are the kind of the differences between a 64 and a 65.
Oh,
so the
nice.
65s came with the alternators.
Nice. Could you show me those turn signals?
Yeah.
Isn't she beautiful?
Yeah, she is.
So she's also a Panos Mustang. I sent her over to Panos in Brazelton. I don't know if you know who they are. They brought in American Le Mans Racing. They did the Delta Wing. They're winning in SVRO GT4 classes. They're the only other historic American racing team factory other than the big GM and Ford.
Gotcha.
So you have to look them up. They're very, very historic, but he's very understated. So anyway, she's a Panos Mustang. See Panos and Brazelton.
Yeah.
So here's the differences in here. Come on, Sally. So you got the generator light here and the oil. So if you go left, it's on the right side. If you go right, it's on the right side.
Oh, wow.
So if you put on your high beams after you turn the lights, it's supposed to be blue, but he changed it to a Panos Mustang. So the high beams are supposed to be blue, but it is red now, being a Panos Mustang. Yeah, so they put a whole complete stabilization kit on a brand new shock, a little bit larger wheels, but it rides like a brand new car.
Nice, that's beautiful.
So that was it. It always undone, but she's still matching numbers and stuff like that. So all her parts are still original.
Oh, that's amazing.
There you go.
Now I'm ready for my ride.
That's
She is
Sally.
a beauty.
Thank you. Very cool. Yeah, she's a good girl.
Oh, man.
That was great. Very educational.